Hi, everybody. Welcome to ZealZaddy and our Magnus Archives episode 3. Tonight is Burning for You, which has no reference to any of the stuff that happened last week. The Magnus Archives was created by Monty Cook Games based on the podcast by the Rusty Quill. Go follow them. They're awesome. They do very cool stuff, both of them. But let me give you a little warning that the Magnus Archives Miami is a horror campaign that may contain material not suitable for all audiences. We explore topics from deep personal fears to existential threats to humanity. Listener discretion is advised. Let's bring everybody in and let's get this on the road. And welcome everybody. All right, we got everybody in. Why don't we... Okay, so last episode we ended in a place where it's very hard for me to work in who you are and where you can be found. So we'll just do it the regular way tonight. So why don't we start with Jack?
Hi, my name is Jack. My pronouns are they, them, or he, him. I play Sam Murphy, whose pronouns are he, him. You can find me on Bluesky and X or Twitter as Flaming Hot Rod 69, and Discord as Megatronus the Second 69.
All right, and Maggie.
Hi, I'm Maggie. Well, I'm Faye, and I play Maggie. You can find me as Gothic Fairy on any and every app.
All right. Shatargat, or Walter.
Hello everyone, Shatargat here, there, and everywhere. And I'm playing as Walter here.
They can also find you at Black Dragon Tomes, by the way.
Yeah, it's hard to remember, so just skip that part.
All right, Satori.
My name is Chenoa Reed. You can find me at Zephyrite pretty much on all social media platforms. I am also the owner of Diceberg Ahead Podcasts, so head over there after this.
All right, and Alder.
Hi everybody, I am Quinn. I use any pronouns, and I am playing Alder Hughes, who uses they, he pronouns, and you can find me on Bluesky at Quinn Beckham 27.
All right, and I am Scott. My pronouns are he, him, and you can find us everywhere at ZealZaddy, except TikTok. But you might be able to find me on Red Note for a little while at least, while it's still working.
Yeah.
It's very messy, though. I have no idea if you can find me or not. All right. So, does anyone want to recap what happened last week? Anyone have enough good notes? I know one person always has good notes, but...
He's turning the pages.
Yeah. Well, quite a bit happened last session. Just between we all went home from the office, came back, there was a box in the office that said do not use, that had an elevator button, and two people, Alder and Sam, took the button and tried it out in the elevator, ended up in sort of a liminal space with something in there going, hey, where are you? I'm hungry. Let me find you. Like, that's just a normal thing that happens. And then Maggie and Satori and Walter all went down and got them out before they fully got to him. But the thing did put, like, a razor-thin line down Alder's back. Sure, that's fine. Went on after that. Neve, who had been sheltering in the safe house at the archives, spontaneously combusted, as one sometimes, I guess, does. And then also, oh, what's her name? The lady, the cult lady,
Dara.
Adara, came and gave a statement to Maggie and was like, "Hey, I killed someone, but you can't use this because no, I didn't." Okay?
She didn't say
Yeah.
nobody.
I mean, I guess. Seems like something you could still look into.
For sure.
Maggie got Walter a gun before they went
Right.
over to check out the cult stuff at the church. There was also a quick thing that showed on the news that showed a lady named Valentina Juarez who is at the protest outside the church. There's a lady next to her named Teddy that Maggie recognized. And then the police came like the next day and were like, "Hey, someone was beaten to death. Isn't that crazy? Do you know anything? No? All right, crazy." And then went over also tried to interrogate Don Domingo for a hot minute because he seemed weird. And now getting ready to go into the cult place with Walter and Satori going in subtly in the back, and Alder, Maggie, and Sam going professionally in the front, and people were already being weird in the church and like turning to them. So that'll work out.
Yeah. I dropped in Discord the sermon that was given at the end of the session last week, so you'd have a remembrance of it. Not that it really matters. I mean, it just happened, so I'm sure you'll remember it perfectly anyway. And after the first person came up and put their arms around the kettle and branded themselves, the others lined up. You see them for a moment sort of look more nervous than they did before, like their bravery is maybe faltering. But then the next one is brought forward, and one of the congregants comes up and says something to them, and you see her face kind of like, "I can do this." You can see in her face the words, "I can do this. I can do this." And she puts her arms across, and then on the other side they take her hands, and she brings her hands to it again, and she tries to pull her hand away, and they hold it, and it burns it in, and the scream is one thing. What really catches you is the smell. The smell of human flesh burning and being branded is more potent than you would have thought. It's strong, and it wafts through with the air conditioning running. You can feel and smell it all the way to the back, which you're all the way at the back. And Adara, standing up there, smiles and gives a fist pump. "You did it. You did it." And the next one lines up, and once again, you see the nerves starting to give in people. And one by one, after each one, Adara looks around the congregation, but always makes eye contact with your group at the back. Every time. And they keep coming up, and they keep doing it. Eventually one says no and backs away. And they say, "Then you can leave. You're not ready to be brave enough for this yet. That's fine. You'll get there." And this woman, not particularly old, maybe in her mid to late 20s, leaves shaking. You can even see that she's pale, like she's seen this up close, and there was enough fear in her that she had to just leave. And Adara says, Hold on 1 second. Oh, there goes my dog, of course. She asked everyone to take a little time. She goes, you need to, now that you've done this, it's time to take some time and enjoy yourself. Do the things you've always wanted to do, because there's no fear left in you anymore. Going through that experience that we've all gone through is proof that there is no fear left in this room. Not at the front of it, at least. I do want to let all of you know I'll be back in about 2 weeks. After this session, I'm going to take a couple of weeks. I have a little vacation to Spain, but I wanted to make sure all of you were in and completed your ritual. And they start lining up, and they send them back to the pews. He goes, I'm going to leave you with a song. And she steps off the stage, and a woman goes up and starts singing. And the song is kind of like modern Christian music. So it's not like old churchy songs. And she heads to the back of the room, and her two bodyguards follow her. And when she gets to the back, she's off on the right, and you're at the very back of the chapel, or whatever this room is. She looks over for a moment and smiles as she heads into the door with the other two guards. Outside the building, Walter, you and Satori see this woman walk out. She looks shaken. I mean, you're not close enough to do anything, but you can see she stops for a moment at the top of the stairs, and she stumbles down a stair or two and grabs the railing, and she sits, and you can see she's just breathing, and whatever happened, she's shaken by. Mm-hmm. I know you're not right at the church. You're kind of at a distance. What are you doing?
How many people are there? There's like active protests happening?
Yeah. There's about 8 or 10 people out here right now.
Okay. Any of them surrounding the parking lot near any specific car that I may or may not want to get close to?
Well, the parking lot is right next to the facility, and they're right at the edge of the facility in the parking lot. They can't be on the property proper, so they're on the sidewalk.
So is the big black vehicle, the armored one, in the parking lot with surrounded protesters?
Not surrounded, but there are protesters nearby it.
Okay. I think I'm gonna go over, maybe a little sneakily, and I am looking to pop a tire on this vehicle.
Okay.
I do have, I think, a multi-tool and something or other.
Can I get a strength roll from you? It would be a level 3, because this is not a normal tire.
No. Let's see here. Can I spend my... Is that how that works?
You can spend your XP to reroll. 1 XP will give you a reroll.
Oh, Lord. Well, that was a 9. So I might I'll re-roll that.
Okay.
And just hope
that
it rolls higher. That was lower.
This tire is obviously bulletproof.
Yeah, it is. Definitely.
Because you know you're strong enough to pop a tire.
Yeah. It's a pretty well protected tire. Is is Walter with me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nearby.
Probably I'm like, hey, what are you doing? We should get in.
I'm just trying, distraction. Maybe I will just call the tow company and we'll go in.
Oh. You see that? There's something wrong inside. You have
Yeah.
to get in somehow.
Okay, sounds good. Well, we can try going through the back like last time.
Okay,
And,
you have to find a way. And I start to check the surroundings more closely. Like I don't know, some sort of window, maybe somewhere we can climb somehow.
Yeah.
Anyway.
This is an old building. It is not in great repair, so there are both doors and windows that are available if you want to either break some glass to get into a window, or pick a lock to get through a door or something like that, if they're locked.
all right.
Uh,
Climbing
pro-
or sneaking around the back?
Back climbing or something like that. I mean, we can at least try to see if the windows doors are open or not.
Okay. Yeah. Let's try and get to the back and see if we can get into a back room through one of those like doors or windows.
Okay. Back by a machine room, there is a door that is locked, but it also seems all the way on the far side of wherever anything would be going on in the main chamber. It's locked, but it's not a particularly. It doesn't look like a door that is in great repair.
Okay. Can I try to pick lock it? Unless Walter knows how to pick lock?
It's not my strong suit.
Yeah, I can try.
Do you have any skill in it?
No,
All right.
I do not.
Roll.
My dice have not been forgiving so far, so
They've been terrible.
that was a 2, so no.
Yeah, you're trying to pick it with one of your own keys or something, and it like snaps in it.
Oh shit. God damn it. I just like jiggle the door a little bit.
It's one of those doors that has glass, but part of the glass is gone. It's been replaced by cardboard, and it has a metal grill over the front of it. But the metal grill is held by some screws.
I do have my multi-tool, so I
You
could
do.
take the screws out and try and reach my hand in to unlock the door from the inside.
Yeah, you take a few minutes and unscrew. You go on. What were you say, Walter?
In the meantime, I would like to try to see if there's any open window that I can just climb in.
Some of the windows can be pulled hard, and they open like this. They like the old-timey school windows.
Like a raising windows. Yeah.
Yeah, they raise.
Okay.
you
So,
can do it.
yeah, I'll try to be careful about it first. Like, I'll try to focus on the sounds on the other side, try to understand if anyone's there, or
One's there.
I don't know. So I'll try to force it open.
Can I get a strength roll, please? What's your strength?
You mean might?
Might. Sorry, might.
Okay, my might is 7.
Okay.
Oh no.
Make me a roll.
Okay,
That's
Come
what is
on.
right thing.
come on. I have 6.
We're not rolling great tonight.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You see Walter trying to open the window kind of on the same side of the building as you, and as he's doing it, you pull back the grating and you're able to reach in and unlock it,
Mm-hmm. This way.
pushing the
Come on.
cardboard out.
I just
Right.
fell.
Open the door. It's like an electrical
Yeah, it's an
room.
electrical room. and there's electrical things in here that
Okay.
if you don't know what you're doing, you won't know what to do with it.
Yeah. Is there a door? I'm assuming to like the hallway.
Yeah, into the building.
Okay. Can I peek out and see if there's anybody out there?
Yeah, there's 3 people at the very end of the hall. It looks like they stopped for a second at a door they just came in, and they discuss something, and they turn this way, the way you're at, and they start walking.
Hide. And I'm gonna like try and get behind the door. Is there a breaker in here? I'm assuming.
There are multiple breakers in here.
Can I try and turn them off?
All of them?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Shut
You
the
have to
power
try.
down.
You can just do it. That's
Okay.
easy
I
enough.
turn all the power off.
Back in the
Wow.
main area of where the pews are and everything. When she leaves a moment later, the lights go dark, and the only light is the exit signs and the glow of the kettle. And
I was
people just
gonna
sort of
ask
around.
if the congregation had turned into glow stick type people, but a little relieved that they're not.
By the way, I'll try to find a spot. So, if we will ever need to, I don't know, attack them or I don't know, distract them, I'll try to find a great position for it.
Okay.
And you hear from out in the hall, somebody reset that damn breaker. We can't have the light going out all the time. I'll be in my office. You can come with me. And you hear someone push the door to open it. And the two of you, I mean, you'd said you were going to find a place to not be seen, hopefully, in there. And there are boxes and walls that kind of aren't just square. And a guy comes in, and he, out of his pocket, he pulls a little flashlight, and he holds it up to the breakers.
Can I knock him out?
With what?
The butt end of my handgun.
You can try.
Okay.
So, do you have any kind of attack skill or fighting skill?
Let's see here. I have mostly attack skills with ranged weapons.
A pistol's a ranged weapon. Just not use this one.
Technically, I'm not using it in that way, but I also do have a cipher called Nightfall, so if I get any hindrance from darkness, I can use my other senses other than sight.
Okay. It is dark until he flips that switch. Actually, the switch would not even necessarily do it right away. It depends on if it's the breaker that this room is part of.
And then I do have a 14 in my might pool, if that changes anything. But I don't have anything specific for it.
So no easing, no hindering.
Oh no, an 8.
Okay. Can you make me a speed defense roll for him? Again, he is going to counter you.
Yeah.
When you go to swing at him. And try
So I could roll lower, but knowing my luck, it was a 19.
Oh yeah. So he knocks not only does he block you hitting him, he knocks your gun into the dark shadows of the room.
Shoot. God damn it.
We have another gun here.
Oh no.
You can hit it.
You can hit him with the gun too.
Yes.
Okay. Well, do you have any kind of hand-to-hand fisticuff kind of combat skill?
I have nothing special about it. I'll just make my roll.
Roll.
So, is this the might?
I'm going to give you an easing of 1 because it's from behind and he doesn't expect 2. He's already in a combat with a person right in front of him.
Okay, so this time I will use my curse die. Come on. 14.
Ooh.
Is it good?
Plus 3 because of the easing. So 17. So that's
17.
good, yes. You hit him hard, and you with a 17 you do an extra point of damage also. Actually, you do 2 points of damage. So you hit him with the gun, with the pistol, with the butt of the pistol. You do some extra damage, and you get an effect. Oh no, you need a 19 or 20 for the effect. Never mind. But he takes damage, and he falls forward towards you, Satori.
Okay. I'm gonna push him off of me and try and go for my gun so we can like get out of here and shut him in here.
Okay. Back in the well, I'll come back to this in a moment. Back where the pews are, the chamber. You see her leave, the lights go out, and everyone kind of is pretty calm. You hear a few of them mumble, the breakers went off again. They'll be back on in a few minutes. And then the singer starts singing again. She's like, well, we'll just keep the songs up then. And she starts singing. What are the rest of you doing? If you're not singing, I mean, you could sing along.
I'm not singing. I think I just like try and mutter to the other two of like, I'm gonna go take a look at the kettle and come back, I think. Be right back.
Okay.
Do you just want us to stay right here and just...
I'm more than happy to do that, yeah.
Honestly, if that feels if there were a seatbelt, you'd have it on right now. I think that if that feels comfortable for you, that sounds good. If you see any, I'd say honestly, if there's anything you want to look into in this moment, this might be the best chance. I will say, please advise caution, because this is not our home territory, and shit can get nasty quickly. Okay. Be right back.
You head up to the front where the kettle is. There are people still sitting there. You notice that a couple people leave here back towards that door with one of the congregants, with one of the people who was leading the congregation. And, you know, they're still looking at their brands, and they're crying a little bit, like they have tears in their eyes from the pain of it still. And he leads her back. And the two of you in the back, you see the two of these being led back. And you hear them say she really wanted to speak to you. She felt very strongly that the two of you really brought great passion and energy to this. And the way that you accepted that, she knew that you were courageous. And, oh, someone dropped for a second. Oh. Let me move people around real quick.
My internet fully went out.
Yep. It went quick, though. That was shocking.
Oh, yeah.
Fast.
Yeah.
I was worried it was not going to come back on.
Back in the back, you try and get to your gun, and he goes to grab you because he knows what you swung at him, and he knows that that's more dangerous than even being hit from behind. So, can you make me a speed defense? Or might defense if you just want to fight him off physically.
Mm-hmm. Me?
Yes.
Okay.
Chenoa. Yeah, Satori.
16.
Oh.
Thank God.
Yeah, you moved quick, and you were able to dive towards the shadow where the gun was before he got you. And then, Walter, can you make me a speed defense also?
Okay.
Because he is kicking back at you while he goes after her.
I have 16.
Okay. So he goes to kick you when he goes after her, and he misses you. You were able to just sort of sidestep that for a moment, and you have the gun in your hand, and you hear from out in the hallway. It's this way. We can just follow the exit signs. We'll be there in a second. I'm sure the lights will go on in a sec. Sam and Alder, what are you doing when you see them pass? Are you waiting for Maggie? What are you doing?
Sam has already had one experience in a dark room and doesn't want to have another, so he is staying put and not moving at all.
All right.
I mean, I think that Alder would look at Sam, and just be like, Maggie kind of told us to stay here, but also kind of told us we could leave, and I'm not quite sure what that. Should we follow them?
I think we've had enough wandering around the dark for a while. I really don't want to run into like a brand in the middle of all of this or something.
Yeah, but this could be like, this actually could be relevant to this case, though. But
You're right.
normally, I would just kind of run after it, but I feel like maybe splitting up isn't the best idea, and B, like, if it's a dark magic room with ghosts or something like that, that's one thing. People are way worse than ghosts or any of that kind of stuff, so messing with the cultists is a little more. I think maybe we should go together.
Sam sighs and is like, all right, those are good points. I can agree with that. Also, does not want Alder to wander around to get hurt.
Wander off in the
Also.
dark, yeah.
Exactly. So,
That's never happened
just-
before. I don't know why you'd be worried about that.
so he just follows along as much as he can in the dark, where Alder goes with those people.
I think my goal is like as stealthily as possible, like trying to make it look like we're not following. But just to see, I'm assuming they're being led back to Adara's office, and I'm kind of hoping we can like listen through the door, and hear what she has to say to them. But hoping that we can use the darkness to not be noticed.
It's very dark. You can not be noticed.
Wait,
So you get to the door and you open the door, and way at the end you see not way at the end. At the end you see an exit sign. There's just enough light that you see the three of them turn a corner. And at the end of that corridor, you see what looks like one of those doors with like the metal gratings on it, like an electrical room, and it says like staff only on it or something, or employees only kind of thing. It has a lightning bolt thing, so you assume it's electrical. Inside, the two of you get your gun, Satori, but you're prone because you're on the ground. Walter, you see him look back at you for a moment and then start heading right to Satori on the ground to go grab them and pull them up, or worse.
I'll try to grab him probably, but most likely from the head. Like, I don't want him to make any understandable noise, or loud noise and stuff. So
Okay, so you're with your 7 strength, you're gonna like try and muffle his mouth. And
yes,
grab his head. So you're gonna
something
leap
like-
on his head, basically.
Yeah, we can say that.
All right, make me a speed attack.
Can I help at all by kicking one of his legs to make him unsteady?
Sure, you can work together. You can coordinate. So you're gonna kick. Can I get an attack roll from you also? Both of you roll. Let me know what your roll is.
I rolled a 10.
I have 4.
Okay, so you go to kick his leg, and you kick his leg. Can you roll me a d20 for him real quick? When you kick him, Satori.
1.
You kick his leg, and he actually falls over, and then Walter falls over the top of him to the other side, but is holding on, like just thrown over the other side.
Well, this did
Alder.
not go according to plan.
Alder, you and Sam hear odd sounds from the electrical room that you don't expect to hear. Like
Hey.
that kind of stuff.
Sam wants to keep it pushing and ignore it because it might not be any of his business. Because it doesn't sound. He doesn't want to know what's going on, and not even in like a spooky scare. He just doesn't want to know what's going on in there.
So you just pass it by.
Yeah, just keep it moving.
Same with you, Alder.
I think Alder is more curious, but also like we got up for a specific purpose, and I think there's like a moment of like, ooh, but that could be useful too. But we know that we're following a lead, and if we got up out of our seats for no reason, like if this isn't something, Maggie's gonna be mad that we got up and wandered away and didn't come back with anything useful.
So you open the door.
No, I think the priority is following the
following
the people. Yeah.
Okay.
Do we still see them, or have we completely lost them?
You see them turn into a door that opens at the back.
Okay.
It says on a sign that has light on it, it says preacher or father, whatever the name is, that was here before. Obviously, it's not Mara. And they go in. And the door clicks closed behind them. And you're able to get right over to the door.
Yeah.
I think just kind of ear to the door and
listen,
just listen and see what we can hear.
All right, Satori, you and Walter have this person. Walter has him by the head, but isn't really on his back, is more like above him on the ground, pulling him to the ground.
Yeah.
He does fall into one knee from your kick.
Mm-hmm.
And you see him start to draw back.
Yeah, I grab my gun. And I just like face towards him. I know he can't really see me. And I say, "You be quiet."
Quiet, like probably one of my fingers getting into his nostril or something like that. Like.
All right, I'll be quiet. I can see the gun. I can see the gun under the light.
Okay, is there anything in this room that I can see that would be useful for maybe subduing? Like rope or duct tape. Maybe duct tape for the cardboard.
I would say definitely duct tape. Let me see if there's anything else. Duct tape. There's also some like old rope, like the old white rope that you use for like tying off a door or something.
Okay.
And that's it.
Yeah, I'm gonna just duct tape like his mouth and his hands and just try and subdue him enough so we can leave this area.
And as you go to do it, you think this is gonna help you?
I don't care. Shh. Quiet.
And you duct tape.
Oh.
And
Now he's fixed.
Just sort of calmly accept this. Like he'd rather not be shot.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna plan on shooting him, just knocking him out, but you know.
Yeah.
And then I'll just put him in a corner and peek out the door. Are there any fire alarms?
You don't see one in here. I mean, if there is one, you just don't know where it is. But when you peek out the door, you see under this sign 2 people that seem to be leaning into a door. And it's really hard to tell who they are in the darkness. But their forms are just recognizable enough that you know that it's Sam and Alder.
All right, I usher Walter out. I'm like, I think this way, and like shut the door. Can I lock it from the inside? Is it one of those, or is it like a deadbolt?
Yeah, you can lock it from the inside. So you'd use a key normally to get from the outside. Sure.
Okay, yeah, I'll lock it from the inside and then shut the door with him in there.
All right, and you shut the door and you're out in the hall, not too far from Sam and Alder. Maggie,
I'll sneak towards him.
Okay. The 2 of you get a jump scare for a moment when you realize someone is right behind you that has just snuck up on you. Maggie.
How's
Sorry, go on.
the investigation going?
It's okay. I almost screamed for my life, but you know, it's
Sorry.
going fine otherwise.
That's okay. I'm not gonna eat you.
I can be assured of that. We're trying to listen in on a conversation between one of the people that went up on the altar and some of the church members.
Oh,
Where did
alright.
you guys come from? Have you found anything?
Yeah.
We found
How did
the
you get in
electrical
here?
room.
Oh,
Yeah,
what were you doing in there?
Are you why the lights are off?
electrical stuff.
Electrical.
Yeah,
Okay.
the lights
And
are
duct
off.
tapes.
Distraction.
Yeah, Maggie's back in the main sanctuary.
Checking out the kettle.
When,
Not sure what else we should do other than just... Do you guys want to listen too?
Yeah, I mean, is there a fire alarm in this hallway?
Not one I can see.
yeah, you don't see one here.
Man, I feel like with a place that had a fire, you'd have a fire alarm. Like a lot of them.
Yeah, it's a really old building that hasn't seemingly been brought up to code very easily. Or very
Since they caused a fire, why would I use it?
I mean, I
Touche.
guess. I look around. Is there any other doors other than this? Is this a Dar's office?
Well, you don't know that. It says preacher or father
Oh,
something
okay.
or other, but they're listening in on it or trying to.
Okay.
Maggie, you get to up to the front of the congregants, and they're singing along. And there's a big bowl of water next to the kettle, and a grasping thing like you'd use for picking up a log in a fireplace.
Mm.
And on the side of the kettle, there are two pieces of metal that seem stuck to the side rather than part of the kettle. And that's where the brand is on those two plates. And when you get up there, you see people looking at you. Are you going to join? Are you coming aboard?
Oh, no thank you. Just looking.
Are you sure we can't help you join?
No, it's very unlikely.
People can be forced to join. That's one thing that I have learned, is that it can happen one of two ways, you know.
Mm.
And a couple of them stand up. We can help you if you're ready.
I'm not ready, and if you try and get me to, I'm gonna start biting.
We have no fear.
Well, that's good. You'll need that. You said there were tongs?
Yeah. Yep.
Can I take the tongs? Or are they like white hot or anything?
No, they're not
Can
hot
I
at all.
take them? Oh, okay. Yeah, I'd like to pick
You
up
grab the
tongs. And I'd like to take a step up onto like the air, because this is like up near the front, yeah?
Yeah.
I'd like to maybe try and get up onto like the area where like Adara was, the pastor would normally be, like wherever, and start like I think I'm gonna attempt to start preaching at these people.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm a likable elocutionist who leads. I might as well become a cult leader. Seems like this feels right. I get up there and I start just like waving the tongs around. These are the ones that have the brands.
They hold the brands that are they're how they take the brands off of the kettle.
Okay. I think I start giving a little speech/sermon to the people who I assume are sort of at the edges moving in.
Yes.
I'm sort of like casually like waving them around. Like I'm very much also displaying that I have very little fear. And I start just going, now you here are fearless. Congratulations. The world is a terrible place. It's very frightening. Naturally, we come out of our mothers terrified. And as we learn and discover and go on, we become less afraid because the more we know, the more we understand, the more we can rationalize. Of course, I am all for finding knowledge and finding understanding. The thing I don't quite understand is the stupidity in that. You should still be afraid of things you know. You know them. You know what they can do. Now, you might not be afraid of death. You might be less afraid of living, I suppose. But all that pain, it's still there. It's not going anywhere. Because you feel it, don't you? It's burning in you. That pain. Do you feel it in the brand? In your heart, in your soul, wherever you want to say it? It's still
Maybe an
there.
elocution roll or whatever
Okay.
your speaker skill is.
Okay. Speaker still. I have a lot of speaking stuff. I have persuasion, psychology,
Wow.
telepathic intrusion.
Oh,
Oh.
I mean, I'm all trained in those.
What was the first one? It was just persuasion?
Psychology or persuasion? Yeah.
Let's go with persuasion.
All right. Let's go with a pretty dice. Just for... What's the difficulty on this? I can also spend intellect to try and lower it, I think.
It is 4.
4?
So that's
If I
just a
spend-
12.
Okay, it's just a 12. So if I spend 1 intellect, will that get that down to a 9, or will that get that down to
Yes.
11?
It's
I'll
a
spend
9.
I'll spend 2 intellect to get it down to like a 6. Because this feels like a high tension moment.
Safety comes first.
Of course.
I
And
trust
I'd
in
like
your
to
dice.
I'd like to spend some XP to re-roll because that was a 3.
You can do it.
I can do it,
Yes.
and I just did it with a 6.
Okay.
Woo, low
You
rolls
feel-
tonight.
You feel that they're less persuadable than you would have thought. And then you hear one of them go, and in a voice that you recognize, I think she might be right. And you see sitting in the audience a recognizable figure. And she looks at you, and they look at her, and they're like, then you should join her up there so we can burn your arms too. And you hear this weird clacking sound. And she looks at you and she goes, I got this.
All right, by all means. I think she volunteered first.
And she steps up. And she's not big. Like, they tower. And she takes her staff and she swings it so hard. Can you make me an attack roll for her, please?
Yeah.
With what looks like an extendable staff.
That's a 17.
She hits someone in the neck. She doesn't mess around with heads or chests. And you hear a crack, both of the thing hitting the skin and the skin pressing in and hitting the neck in an unsafe way. And that person backs off for a moment as they start to falter. And then the mob comes after both of you. Suddenly the pews become things people are leaping over and running over, and you even see her start to back away when she sees the numbers. What do you want to do?
I think I'm still just going all in on like this sermon. And I'm getting like louder about. I'm also taking the tongs and I'm trying to break the kettle, or like ring it, whatever, what have you.
Okay.
And I'm encouraging them of like, come on, you want to burn, don't you? Like trying to get them angry enough to like someone spontaneously combusted earlier. Surely, maybe if they
They're
get
angry.
mad enough, they'll combust.
Maybe.
Mhm.
Back at the door, can I get perception rolls from Sam and Alder listening through the door, with Satori and Walter giving them backup?
Yeah. I also have perception as a trained skill.
Okay. Are you attempting to listen in, or are you just waiting for them to?
I can also
Finish.
listen. I don't mind like being by
Okay.
their feet and listening lower.
I have
Uh,
perception as a trained skill as well.
Okay.
I got a 12.
By the way, I have specialized perception, but instead of focusing on the door, I'll try to focus on the rest of the area.
Make me a roll.
Okay.
I'm not sure if this will show up, but oh, it does! My little red
Yes.
string is the right size to hold my dice, so I'm gonna use
Nice.
this as a dice cup and roll from it, and we'll see if that
Okay.
helps my dice not roll bad like everyone else.
Well, I got a 3, so we're still on that
Oof.
track.
Walter-
13.
Okay, that's not bad.
13. Walter, what'd you get?
Walter has 9.
Okay. So
Oh,
Alder and
it's a
Sam,
rough night.
you hear through the door something like, "Where is Walter and that bitch Satori? I know that they're around. I didn't see them in where the pews are. I don't want anyone left alone around here." All right, I really need a moment. Where the hell is your partner? He went to turn the lights on. Why aren't the lights on? And you hear her go, "Hold on a second. Before you go, I just wanted to say thank you to the two of you. You know, you did a brave thing there, and it is a surprising level of courage it takes to wrap your arms to the kettle and accept my brand and becoming one with us. But I do want to give you a hug and thank you." And the door begins to, you see the doorknob turn. You feel the door starting to turn, and what are you, the four of you doing out there?
Is there like another hallway or door or a space that we can?
You can back away to one side or the other of the hallway, because in the middle of a long
Would
hallway.
we be hidden if we did that, or would
You're
In
in
the
the dark.
darkness?
You're in the dark.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
I
there's
think-
a
I'll try.
light above here, so right under the door there's a little light.
I think
Okay.
I'd go like one way and then try and get like someone to come one way with me, and then I guess someone else can like
Yeah.
try to go the other way.
We'll
Split
split
in
the
half.
hall into the
Yeah.
darkness. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the door opens, and this congregant comes out. There's a little bit of light on them, but through the door you see, let me see, which group is it that sees it? It is the Sam and Alder group. You're on the side that allows you to see into the door. You see a glowing red from Adara, and you see these sort of figures of people that look like they've been melting into her body, and she is pulling them in, and there's flames wreathing around her. There's enough light in there, and you can hear this bubbling as their skin is burned and is being absorbed into her, and she's rising up in the room as she sucks in their flesh and bone, and they don't even seem to scream. Their heads are writhing, but no words coming out of their mouth. and it pulls them in, and an arm flails for a moment before it's pulled into this goo underneath her body, and she looks at the two of you and she smiles.
Well, we found the glow stick person.
Walter, you and Satori see their faces go like, you know, that like
Yeah.
kind of look.
Can I step in front with my gun drawn?
You can if you want, but there's a guy now there who's standing there kind of looking at the two of them. And I need to get an initiative roll, so I need a d20 roll from everybody there. Maggie, you're in there. Can I get an initiative roll from you? And make an initiative roll for the other person there.
May I choose to be the lowest one or something like that? Because probably after seeing that scene, Walter kind of froze. Like seeing all that things melted inside her reminds him what happened back in his childhood.
I would say you will go on one. Somebody else may go on one also, but
Oh, crap.
okay, so 6, and of course that last roll you made there, Maggie, was on brand. So the first thing that happens out in the front, we'll come back in a moment, is Teddy takes the first one coming towards and swings their staff. Actually, I'm not supposed to roll that. I'm gonna let you roll it, Maggie. You can roll for them and yourself, but roll theirs first.
That was a 12.
Okay. She hits, and she does her damage. And you hear the crunching of bone as it hits a jaw, and you can just feel the visceral nature of their attack. And then the mass joins in. And can you make me a defense roll for them? You're further back, so you'll be the last of the two of you attacked.
Okay.
You're also less threatening.
It's a 14.
Okay. So they come down and they bear down on her and use their group as a collective to come down hard. And they do get her and hit her pretty hard. And you see her kind of get buried under this mob, and others are leaping over and coming to the stage too, where you're picking at the kettle you're trying to do something with the kettle. What were you trying to do with the kettle again?
I was half just ringing it like a bell,
Okay.
and half I'm gonna fucking try and break this, I guess.
Okay. It's a solid metal of some kind. Can you make me an attack roll on it?
Yeah. That's typical. That's a 4. I'm 5'4".
But with a lot of spirit. Back in the hallway, this guy sees the two of you, Sam and Alder. Alder, you go first. He looks like he's drawing back to swing at somebody. Probably you.
Sounds about right. What's the fastest way to get out of here?
You don't really know. You'd have to go, as far as you know, go around the halls into the front, or Maybe the electrical room?
I think that Alder would probably want, like, I'm not armed. I have no weapon with me. They have guns. This doesn't seem like the type of situation where I'm gonna be super helpful. But I also don't want to like leave Sam because I am aware that I did drag him into that, and he wanted to stay in his seat. So I'm not sure how that works with our initiative being different, but I think Alder's instinct is gonna kind of just be to like the two of us, we have nothing to contribute here. Let's go down the hall and just book it out of here as fast as we can.
So you turn and grab Sam's shoulder and try and run. So
Yeah.
you turn and grab Sam. You will flee on Sam's 8.
Oh.
What did you get, Walter? Oh, Walter's on a 1, that's right.
Yeah.
Satori, what are you doing when you're on the backside of this person coming out? You did not see what was happening in there. You just see this fiery glow in the room.
I'm assuming some shit's going down, and I understand my role in the field, and that is to protect others in the field from the things that we search after. So even though I rolled a 6, when I go, I'm going to be putting myself between them and whatever is on the other side.
Alder and Sam start running away down the hall. They turn and this guy's big. He doesn't look like he's going to be a pushover. And it is now your attack.
Okay, I have my gun drawn, and he looks hostile, I'm assuming.
Oh yeah, he swung at them as they started to flee, but they fled quickly.
Yeah, I'll shoot.
And doesn't see you as you're behind.
Yeah, I'll step out and shoot.
Okay.
For sure. I've got a bunch of stuff that adds to that, so.
Okay. Better than bonking him on the head with the butt of the gun.
Yeah, I get a +1 to ranged attacks. +1 to damage with guns.
Okay.
And I can also spend an additional intellect if I want to do an additional damage. That's a 19.
All right.
Wow.
So a 19 will get you both extra damage and the benefit of an extra effect. Knocking him back, making him prone, something of your choosing.
Yeah.
What does your gun do? I think a pistol normally does 4, I think. So.
Yeah. So 4. And then
4
an
plus
additional
1.
damage.
So 5.
And then I will spend an intellect to do 1 more damage, and then however much the success gives me.
Okay. He is knocked back hard. What effect would you like to have as the benefit other than just the damage?
Prone.
You knock him back and down, to the ground, and he falls. So
Do I see Adara now?
now you see Adara in this just grotesque, amorphous absorption of human flesh. Parts of head sticking out of this blob of goo underneath. An arm is slowly being sucked into it, and its fingers are still wiggling, and there's fire on the edges of all of it where it's coming in, and she's just smiling at all of you.
I just look at her and go, ew, and then I'm gonna try and back away.
We are in horror mode,
Ooh.
and those who have seen this take 3 stress. Maggie, you out in front, you hear the sound of a pistol go off. And as people who were clamoring up for you stop and turn to run to the hallway. But the ones on your friend, whoever that friend is, they're not giving up that fight right now because they can't get out of it.
Can I try and tip over the kettle, maybe? Yeah.
The singer is just standing there, sort of dumbfounded by all of what's happening.
Poor gal.
That doesn't look like she joined.
You might want to get out of here. I'm trying to push the
runs.
kettle over.
All right, make me a strength roll.
What's the difficulty on this?
To push it over.
Yeah.
It's relatively heavy. I would say it's a 3, so it's 9. So you need to roll a 10 above, 10 or more.
Okay, I will spend a might
Okay.
to get it down to a 6. I'm.
Yeah. The dice
That's
are
a
not
natural
different.
20.
Okay, cool. So you use the tongs and you push the thing over, because if you use your hands, you'd burn yourself. And it collapses onto the people that are fighting that other person, and you hear the screams as the hot coals and wood in there pour over them, and their clothes go alight.
I turn to Teddy, and I just go, "So how you been?"
Teddy's in among the bodies. She's underneath them right now. They collapsed on her.
Whoa! I shout over the crowd, "So how you been?"
Get out of here!
Okay. See you later. Love you. Bye.
And where do you go?
I think I head towards where those people that were
Fled.
heading towards that left. Yeah.
Okay. Back in the hall, Sam and Alder, you are running, and you hear a door open hard, and then a bunch of footsteps running towards you. And behind you, you know, is whatever's going on back there. And then there's the electrical room.
I think Sam would want to hide in the electrical room. I'm laughing because, like, I as Jack know there, but knowing Sam, you want to hide. Like, just wait it out and, like, at least until, like, things, like, calm down, or at the very least, like, try to get out of it.
And so you go to the door, and it weirdly is unlocked. And you open it.
Oh no.
Oh, no.
And you run into the room. Do you close the door?
Yeah, wait, where's Alder first? Because, like, we
Alder's
ran
with you.
together.
The two of you are
Okay, so,
together.
like, God, I hate myself as I get Alder in and I close the door. And then they look it just straight. Oh boy, okay. Yeah, I do those things.
Walter, you sense with your other sense something you haven't felt in a long time, like a movement in the air, or worse, in the ether. And you know there's something wrong, not in the visible space that you're in. Satori, you shot this person. They fell down. Actually, let me give. Hold on, Walter. It's your action. You're at 1. You sense this, but you also are feeling the sense of dread from your past. If you want to take an action, I'm going to require you to make an intellect roll to be able to take an active action that would bring you into the fray, you know, with the risk and dangers here. And you can you can see the light of fire on the door. Not it's on fire, but you know there's fire in that room. And it's not a small amount.
Probably it's something like a hard moment for Walter. So he tries to keep it together. Like he says, "Fire is darkness and water is the light. Fire is darkness and water is the light." He tries to repeat it to himself to fight with this feel in his mind. I will try to take my action, but my action would be probably getting closer to this source rather than other kind of action.
So you'd have to go into the doorway, into the room.
Yeah. I want to witness. I want to learn more. I want to understand what it is actually.
Make me your intellect roll.
Okay, my intellect is 16. I know.
Okay.
It has something, and I have edge 1.
Okay. The edge won't matter here, but make me a roll.
I have 14.
Okay. Plenty good. You find the courage inside yourself, probably because you see your friends in danger as much as you. Well, your colleagues. Are they friends? I don't know.
We're
Maybe
buddies.
we'll find out tonight. And you slip through the door where the guy had fallen, and you see what had been happening, the amorphous blob, but it is tighter now, and you see that Adara is now about 9 feet tall, with their bodies slowly being absorbed into her, and there's just fingers sticking out of this blob and a foot somewhere, and there's fire just pouring out of her, around her. Ah, Walter, I've been looking for you. You've seen things I did not think you should see. Come. And it starts to move along the ground toward you, and it's leaving a trail of fire that's starting to run out into the carpet and on the wood behind her.
If I can say something, I will just say, where is it? The one.
I have everything you need. Let me hug you.
No.
You can learn everything. You can learn everything you want to know.
I'll try to. I will try to keep the distance. I mean, probably not taking big steps back, but trying to keep at least a portion of distance. And I'll say, no, I know that it wasn't you. It was something else. I have to learn what.
And as you try and pull back away, her height comes down, and in a moment, what was left as an amorphous blob of flesh disappears, and it lowers her to step on the ground for the first time with her own feet. And flames are licking the carpet as she does so. And Satori is right behind you. Then I'll take your friend.
No.
Can I shoot her?
Now, well, we're gonna step to the other side where Maggie is now, running through it towards the hall.
Does Maggie see us run into the electrical room out of curiosity?
No. Maggie, though, starts running down the hall after the others come down. What you see, Satori, though, are other people coming down the hall suddenly from where the electrical room was. And it looked like Alder and Sam had just gotten in the room, but you had locked the door, so that makes no sense. How did they just get in there? And Adara is coming off of this body levitation and steps to the ground for the first time, back to her normal size. And there's rolling, burning flesh symbols carving into her body as she does so.
Adara! I hate the new look.
Maggie. I was wondering if we would get to see each other again after you didn't join tonight, I see.
No.
I really do think we could work well together if if you'd like to work with me.
Well, I do
Walter
think we.
here needs time. Satori, you see that Satori had shot somebody, and they're starting to get up. Satori is there. You don't see Alder and Sam, though. And there are other people who are gathering outside here, and they're not coming in.
Adara, you haven't been poaching people from my team, have you?
I think they're fine
Okay, good.
for now.
This one I would like to claim, and I will give you one of mine.
Unfortunate, I refuse.
I pull my gun and aim it towards Adara.
We can still leave this amicably. Or we can leave this less than amicably and in flames. I know one you do prefer.
I do. I'll take the latter. And I'm going to take Walter from you too. And
Well,
she starts
seem-
moving forward
I fire.
to the door. Oh, okay. I kind of assumed you would just fire.
Yeah.
I just want to check the doorway and see if Teddy is on her way or not. Damn. I still have the tongs.
You do.
I think I'm just going to aim straight for her chest.
I
throw
will
them
need
or
to
hit- or hit?
re-roll.
I think I'm gonna run
you
up
roll?
to her.
I rolled a 1.
Oh no, you don't get to re-roll that.
Mm-hmm.
I get a GM intrusion from that. Oh,
Yeah, you can have that.
yeah, I'll
That
take that.
nice one there, Scott.
And when you go to shoot, the bullet seems to hit her, and then fire explodes out across the room, and her arms just go wide, and she seems to revel in the pain and the fire of your bullet, and she moves forward screaming, "Maggie, go!"
Yeah, I'm going to lurch forward and like have the tongs closed, and as I enter, try and pry it open, like into her chest, basically, or like where her chest is.
And give me a roll.
That's a natural 20.
It plummets into there. Satori, you see the bullet hit, and right behind the bullet, Maggie comes in behind and shoves the
I'm
tongs.
convinced.
Oh my god, I found her
Magic
boob job.
tongs.
You're
Magic
undoing it,
tongs.
too. and you stretch and pull, and the flesh rips away from them. And you feel the heat of this room going aflame, like you're next to a raging fire that is both Adara and everyone else. And you had not heard this before, but there is like a moment of like a scream that she then stops. Like she screams and cuts it off and pulls it back. That won't do. And she reaches for you. Give me a defense roll, please, Maggie.
You're right, I can do better. That's another nat 20. I'm not kidding. I don't.
None of you are dice cheaters. I know how it works.
I feel like I'm gonna use a different dice after this, actually. This is too good.
You're the only
So-
one rolling good.
Yeah.
That's true.
You're the only one. So she goes to reach. Can you make me a speed check, a speed defense? I want to see if you're able to hold on to the tongs or whether you let them go. Unless you want to let them go.
Okay, that's a 10.
Okay. So as she comes forward, she reaches for you, and you end up letting go of the tongs and falling back behind Satori, and then you fall into the body of one of the guards, and that Satori had shot initially. Satori, what number are we on? I'm going to get back to Alder and Sam in a moment, because they're going to have a a private thing happen. So Tori, we're up to you. What are you doing when you see Maggie fall back into this person you shot who's getting up, and you're aiming and had just shot Adara, and it seemed to have negligible effect, or even a bad effect.
Can I spend my time to look around and use Watcher's know-how? Which is, I know where to look or who to ask about certain information. I want to gather something important about this. If it's going to be better to escape backwards towards the mob, or if she looks like the tongs actually hurt her, and then I might have a chance to deal some real damage.
It looked like the tongs hit and caused pain, but didn't necessarily slow up her advance.
Mm-hmm.
The mob, seeing that the building is going on fire, is actually stopping in the hall, and they look confused and not sure whether to come to the aid or to get out of the building.
Okay. I am then going to try and get past Maggie towards the mob, and I'm going to start screaming, "Everybody out of the building! There's a fire! You need to get out!" And I will roll persuasion to try and
Persuasion?
I do.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Oh, no, I don't. I have perception.
Not the same.
No, not the same. But that was a 15.
Oh, nice. Some of them back away and start heading out down the hall. Some of them stay and look like they're about to charge forward. Walter, what are you doing before the mob attacks and Adara gets her turn?
Actually, I'm trying to understand my position here. Like, what's the current situation inside the office right now?
You're right inside the door, so you're in the office. Maggie's in the office. Satori is at the doorway with a guard behind her, and Adara is moving towards the door, catching everything on fire in and around them, just like. And when they were shot by Satori, it exploded fire across the room and caught more stuff on fire: walls, wallpaper, art, pictures, whatever was flammable, paper, what have you.
Okay, so my main focus on this will be something like, I'll check the surroundings pretty focused. We'll try to find anything that could be valuable in occult way, if there's any, because I have a feel like Adara has some sort of connection with the thing I saw back in the days. Maybe not a direct connection, but if she has something, a word of knowledge, it could be somewhere here, and I want to save it before it catches fire.
Give me your sensing skill roll.
I have perception specialized.
Yep, that's the one.
And I have 8.
Okay. You're not exactly sure if there's anything that you can reach within reach of where you are. That doesn't mean there's nothing there. You just don't see it from where you are.
I don't know. I'll try to start search some things that are not still on fire, like check the check the desk or something, or I don't know, cabinets. Like something should be here.
To get a roll of dice. As you go to move into the room, Walter, her hand reaches out for you. Can you make me a defense roll, please?
Okay. $13.
Okay. So you're able to pull away, and when you do, on the desk behind her, you see a box, kind of long, made of wood, that is sitting in fire, but not burning. Which could mean nothing,
Okay.
or it could mean something.
I'll try to lean on it, but you know, I don't know. Probably I will not think about my safety at this point.
We're gonna go back up to Maggie, and then Satori, and then Walter.
Okay. So when I fell back into this guard who was getting back up, does that just knock us both back down?
Yeah, you're both in the hall now.
All right.
Satori stepped aside and was not hit by you.
Does he have any sort of like baton or anything, or is he like have? Because I
has a
don't think I
pistol.
can. Okay, because I was thinking I have an inability to use heavy weapons, so I'm not sure if a pistol counts as a heavy
It's not,
weapon.
it's a medium weapon.
All right, then I grab his pistol and I start shooting. I start blasting.
So,
Pew pew.
Pew, pew, pew,
Yeah.
pew.
so when you pick up the gun and you aim in there, you see that Walter is very near Adara.
Okay, I think I want to try and aim for the spot in her back that I think would be closest to like the area that I opened up in her chest. Seeing if I can just get through her.
Okay, roll.
That's a 13.
And you hit something, not necessarily her, not the tongs, but her body, torso kind of thing. And the bullet seems to just sort of explode flame everywhere out of her.
Can I roll biology to see if I can understand this? Like, thinking of like a actual human body, am I just like aiming towards her heart? Is her heart so messed up that like this is the thing that's doing stuff?
This
Or if
doesn't
I can
seem
just-
biological. Whatever she's doing
Ah,
doesn't seem very biological. It seems the other kind of stuff.
Okay. Could I try and get her looking towards me again? I know she's focused on Walter.
She's looking at you now after you shot
Oh,
her.
okay. I
Second
think we were having a
attention.
conversation.
Satori, you are also there. You see Maggie pick up a gun and fire surprisingly not bad. I didn't say good, just surprisingly not bad. You kind of thought, walls would be more the thing that would get hit. But it didn't seem to phase Adara too much. And Walter is in the room a little too close for comfort with Adara.
Yeah. Well, there's a guy on the ground, I'm assuming the guard, and there's other.
The guard is getting up but was knocked over again when Maggie fell out of the room.
I'm just gonna remove him from the equation, and I'm gonna just body check him into the wall and keep him occupied.
Okay. Roll. Are you
Hell yeah.
you're a physical attacker.
I love
Yeah.
the idea of like falling down on him, grabbing his pistol, getting up. He starts to get up, and like the camera, you can see Maggie in the forefront, and then Satori just slamming him into the wall.
Yeah. Can I spend points from my might pool to lower the DC on this?
Yes. Did you roll already? You didn't roll.
No.
Right? Yes. You
What would be the DC?
So, the first one, your first use of edge, because you're using edge to do this, is 3. It's 3 points from whichever pool that is. So in this case, it's your might pool.
Okay. So using 3 points from there.
Yep. And the second use of edge is 2 points, by the way.
Okay. Sounds good. I will do that. And body check the fucker.
20.
That's a 5.
Okay. So
I'm
you
at
go
the
to
very
body
least
check,
distracted. Yeah.
And he moves out of the way because he is getting an initiative back. Walter, you're in the room now, and you see that Adara's attention went from you back to Maggie, but she's starting to spread this fire all over the room. What are you doing?
I'm assuming that Walter doesn't focus on anything else happening in the surroundings, so he just focuses on the box. So I'll try to get there, try to open the box, try to do whatever I can.
You're going to try and open the box in the fire?
Yes.
While you're in the fire? I'm just suggesting it might be a good idea to get the box and get out of the fire rather than try and investigate it in the burning.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe Walter is kind of delusional right now. Like he was looking for some sort of answers, but apparently he cannot get anything from Adara, so he's looking for his own answers right now. That's why he kind of focuses. So I think I'll burn myself a little.
Okay. So you go and get the box. You take 2 points of damage from the fire. If you have armor, it ignores the armor. So just touching it and leaving it in there long enough to grab the box does damage.
Okay.
I don't know if you have armor or not, but that won't matter. So you grab the box, and the box is not hot.
That's a weird thing.
Yep.
But can I open it?
You cannot. It has a lock.
So I will probably try to move it away, like trying to get it back from the office.
So you back away with it out of the fire and towards the door? Okay.
Yeah.
And Adara looks at all of you, and then suddenly flames reach along the carpet and walls, and everyone in the whole area outside of Sam and Alder get hit with this blast of hot heat and fire that rolls out from them. Everyone takes 3 points of damage and 1 stress, and you do not take and anything you have that's flammable will begin to start burning, which means clothing or potentially hair. We'll get a roll to check on things in a moment. And she runs forward towards the door, and whenever you look up, Adara is no longer in the room back there. She's in the face of Satori and Maggie, Walter is more behind, but also heading to the door at the same time. And the guy who was behind you, Satori, that you body checked, starts crawling and scrambling away from the area, or trying to. Back in the electrical room, you get in the electrical room, and the thing that strikes you is that there's a chair there with some tape on the ground and rope on the chair that isn't there. And Sam,
weird.
Can you make me a defense roll, please?
Oh boy. Okay. That's a 12.
All right. You get hit with a pretty big fist, and you take 3 points of damage as you are hit into the electrical board there. And you hear that as breakers are snapped behind you and all that stuff. And Adara, you see this, and outside you also hear, people running up and down the halls, or some kind of scurrying, like a lot of activity out there suddenly. And it's warm. Just warm. Sam and Adar and Alder, sorry, Adar, Alder, can I get new initiatives for the two of you?
Hey. 15.
18.
Wow, nice.
Rolling in this works.
All right, so that was a surprise attack. Alder, what are you doing when you see Sam get attacked from this big guy who looks really mad?
Is there anything in here that looks like it could be a weapon?
There are tools. There could be tools that could be a weapon. Wrench or screwdriver.
That works.
Things like that.
Anything that's not punching him, because I feel like that's just going to be wildly ineffective.
Hey, there's the chair he was tied to.
And the chair.
That's true. Yeah, I could try and hit him over the head with the chair.
Okay.
Why not? That's what I'm statted for totally, is combat.
Yeah. This is why you love research.
Exactly. And the dice reflect that. That's a 2.
And you hit the wall right behind him. Sam, you suddenly see fire, like Alder doesn't see it, but Alder feels it. Fire rolls through the slats of the door just for a moment. And the guy who is there stops and heads to the exit, which is to the outside right next to you. He turns away from you to run out.
Okay. Sam might try to jump at this guy, because did I see Alder go down or no?
No, Alder tried to hit him and probably scared him with the chair.
Okay, but I'm assuming Sam's head still hurts from being slammed into the breakers and is so tired of the day. We'll probably try to jump at this guy and bring him down.
All right, make me an attack roll.
Why, please? That's a 16.
You jump him. You grab him as he's opening the door, and you take him down with you.
I'm just gonna keep him down there.
You do 2 points of damage to him, and he is brought down, and it's his turn. He kicks at you to try and get you off, and to try and get up and out. So can you make me a defense roll against him?
Okay. That's a 6.
He misses. You still got him held.
Okay.
You need to get out of here. I need to get out of here.
Why? Why did you fucking hit me? What the hell?
I'm not done with it. And he draws his foot up again. Alder, what are you doing?
What did he just say? He said, I'm not done.
Done with it?
With hitting you.
Oh, okay. Alright.
Makes sense.
Let him finish.
I mean, now I'm not gonna hit him with the chair because I would hit Sam. So I will.
You can roll really good.
Yeah. Just like dodge the chair around Sam somehow to hit him. Yeah. I'd probably go like drop the chair, but try and like pull the rope off of it and try and see if I can go over to where Sam has him pinned and try and be like, I can help you, like tie his wrist behind his back, and try and like maneuver so Sam is still holding him down, but I'm trying to like pull his arms back and tie his hands together, so at least he can't keep hitting Sam.
Sam, give me a defense roll when he makes another kick at you.
Okay. Wait, the defense is for me or for him defending?
Your defense.
Okay.
From his kick.
Okay. Oh, that fell off the table. I'm gonna do it again, sorry.
Okay.
17.
Okay. He kicks at you and you defend. You're not.
I swat his leg down.
You're right.
I will tie his legs up next.
Yeah, you go to tie. He's pretty strong. We'll see if you can do that in a moment. Out in the hall, Maggie, Walter, Satori, Adara is literally right in front of the two of you, and Walter's behind her in the room. But the frame of the door is on fire. Your clothes are singed everywhere. Your hair is singed. I'm not done with all of you. And you see like roiling energy in her again, just sort of rolling up. Who's at the top of this? Maggie's at the top. What are you doing, Maggie?
I am, I think, still trying to draw Adara's attention and seeing everything going up in flames. I think I'm gonna try and do some sort of psychology roll on her, or persuasion, maybe intimidation. Yeah, I think I'm gonna try and do like full intimidation of just like, it's almost comical because Maggie is like 5'4" in like kitten heels and like business casual come to church with like a ponytail, and Adara is a giant flaming blob monster thing. And I think Maggie like draws herself up and puts like, has a gun in her hand, puts her hands on like her hips and is like, honestly now, I think this has gotten out of hand. And I think, man, I'm probably gonna have to get my superiors involved in this. What a fucking pain! Honestly, Adara, can you calm down?
Make an intimidation roll.
Yeah. What's the difficulty on this? I've got some intellect to burn.
I would say this would be 6.
6. I'll use.
So that's an 18.
It's an 18. I'll use 4 intellect on this. Okay, so that's a 6 I gotta make.
You're gonna roll a 4.
I'm gonna use an XP again, because that's a 3.
Ooh.
Okay, that's an 11. And I'm not actually like trying to like get, I'm just trying to make it so that there is an opening for anyone else to get her.
And okay, so she pauses for a moment in the door and looks at everyone else. Satori, what are you doing?
Well, I think I'm hurt and stressed.
Yep.
Backed away a little bit. The other guy is leaving, right? Everybody else is leaving.
My dog just took my shoe. It's funny. Yeah, so what are you doing? Sorry.
I think I'm gonna shoot her and then
Okay, point
move
blank.
away. Yeah.
Roll to hit. You are eased by being so close.
Alright. What's the difficulty?
To hit her from here,
Mm-hmm.
which it would be a 4, 12, 11 to 9 because you're eased, so you need a 9.
Okay. And then I get a +1 to attacks
So
with my
you need-
prowess.
You need a 6.
Okay. God, with the night that I've been
You're gonna
having
roll a
with the
5.
rolls. I did roll a 5.
Yay!
You're rolling so bad all the. Oh my
I'll
God.
re-roll it. I'll re-roll it.
Oh,
I'll spend
wow.
another.
Okay.
I'll spend another XP. God,
You get
Damn.
a 7 or an 8. No, you'll get a 19 or something.
I need something better. 16. 16.
Okay. 16. Point blank hit. You can see that she is. Well, when you hit with the bullet, of course it blasts fire and stuff all over the place behind her, including where Walter is. And she does fall back. Like it's enough from this distance that she feels the kinetic energy of it, and falls backwards towards Walter. And takes. You can see that she winces at the pain for a moment, and then she pulls it in. Walter, what are you doing when you see Adara take a shot? Flames roll out across you. Actually, make me a defense check, a defense roll on yourself, Walter. I want to see if you avoid the flames or you take additional damage.
Okay. It's 13 again.
Okay. What do you do when she falls back towards you?
I'll probably draw the gun, but currently I don't know what to do because when I turn my face to her, probably it's the first time I start to realize what's going on around me. So I'm kind of trying to decide if I want to shoot her or want to do a point blank shoot to the lock and get whatever that's inside the box.
Okay.
So
which are you
yeah, that's the question. It's a beautiful question. Thank you for asking me that.
I'm not going to answer it for you.
I'll probably take my chances with doing a point blank to the lock because it's been a while since last time I did practices with a gun. So if I miss, there's a possibility to create more damage to others, make things worse. So I don't want to take that risk. So I will shoot the box and try to open it.
All right. Point blank, you definitely hit the box on the lock, and it blows open. And what falls out when you do so is a branding iron made of some kind of copper or bronze or something, not steel or anything. And up along the bar that you hold, you see small runes just carved all around it.
Um, can I get it?
Yeah, it's right in front of you.
Okay. Is there anything else?
Just the iron, the branding iron.
Okay, I'll take the iron. It should mean something.
And Adara just sort of walks and a few steps forward and disappears into fire and is gone. And the guard that was here starts trying to run down the hallway to get out of this mess. The other people that were here, they are fleeing down the hallway, and the building is on fire.
It's definitely time to get out. Like, we need to go. Like,
And when she disappears, everyone takes a stress that saw it happen.
I have a mechanics question.
Yep.
When we take damage, how do we apply it?
You remove it first from okay. You drop your pool, because your pools are your hit points. So you start from might first, then you go to speed, and then you go to intellect. Unless there's a reason why if I tell you it comes from intellect first, or something like that.
All right.
Which can happen, but it's pretty rare. Most of the time, it's might, speed, intellect. And when you get to 0 strength, you really are incapable of lifting or fighting. When you get to 0 speed, you're incapable of movement. When you get to the end of all of them,
Incapable of mind.
capable of nothing at the end of that.
All right.
And we're leaving horror mode as people start fleeing. Outside, Alder is trying to scramble rope around this guy's fists. Can I get a? Do you have any skill for anything like that, or is it just you're just using your physical prowess?
Yeah, I really don't think that I have.
I didn't think you did. It's like
No.
that would be shocking to me if you did.
No, yeah, no.
Okay, so
It's like, I didn't think I did either, but you gotta check sometimes,
Maybe
just to be
a speed
sure. Okay.
20s and 19s are possible.
Nope, 9.
Okay.
Mm.
You can't get his hands tied up, and he's trying to fight off Sam, and then he like swats at the rope and tries to throw it off, and it knocks it out of your hand, probably, I would think, because you're not really strong. Sam, it's up to you if you want to hold this guy.
It's 10, so I don't know how to do that. Like, I'm like on top of him though, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you strong?
With the damage, I lost like 3 points, so I got like a 7 to might. So not
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, not right now.
Trying to think of what Sam specifically would do in this moment to like subdue this guy. I think he's gonna try to, like, since he's already on top of him, try to like put more force on top of him and like maybe try and see if he can knock him out by like slamming him into the floor or something.
Okay, it's a concrete floor here.
Okay.
I'll give you a roll. It's your attack roll, and it is
That's
easy
an
by
8.
1. So 9 to 11. So you go to grab his head, and he's having none of it. He's fighting you off tooth and nail.
Okay.
Alder, are you doing anything before he attacks? Before he does something?
Am I close enough to just like reach out? I know you said there were tools around here.
Yeah.
Grab a wrench or something heavy and try and hit him over the head.
Sure.
I see what Sam is trying to do, and I'm like, okay, we're trying to knock him unconscious. Maybe
It
I
works in
can
the
put some
movies.
more force. Yeah. And I think knowing that I'm not super strong, I will spend some points from my might to spend effort to ease it by 1.
Okay. So, to hit him, you would normally do it with a 12. I'm sorry, not 12. A 15. So you ease it 1, it becomes a 12. He's prone. A 9.
Totally doable with the way we've been rolling
Yes.
tonight. I have been rolling
Not doable the way
okay.
you've been rolling.
11.
Okay, you hit him.
Okay.
You do a point of damage,
I'll take it.
and he is so mad.
Oh no.
Can you
Sounds about right.
Sam, can you give me a defense roll?
Alright.
He's
That's a 9.
okay. So you take 2 points of damage as he kicks into your torso, tries to kick you off. Alder, you see smoke rolling out of the building through the door, like it has the slats on it, and smoke is rolling in. Out in the hall, what are the three of you doing now that Alder has disappeared, and the guards trying to flee, the congregants, they've already started running down the hall to get out of here?
I am gonna get low, and I'm gonna start making my way towards electrical.
Okay.
Since I saw them open the door, so I know something's got to be happening on the other side.
Maggie?
I think part of me, if I see Satori like finding Sam and Alder, then I'm gonna stay closer to Adara and Walter and still just be trying to distract Adara and keep her focus on me.
Adara disappeared into
Adara
flame.
disappeared.
Yeah, into flame.
Right. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna try and find Walter and, like, find an exit.
He's right in front of you, and the exit is right down the hall where you see Satori crawling towards.
Excellent. I'm...
This way.
Alright.
Come this way.
I'm just straight up sprinting. I know I'm gonna be breathing in smoke, and that's bad.
When you get into the electrical room, Satori, you see Sam fighting with the guard and Alder. Alder has a wrench and like bonked him, and then the guy kicked Sam. And as you go in, he starts fighting like even harder because he knows it's getting worse every time someone enters the room.
Hey, you, motherfucker!
What
Stop.
are you doing, Walter? Hold on.
Stop resisting.
Walter, are you leaving with Maggie? I wanna make sure that I know what you're doing.
I'll probably follow them, but from a distance, I believe, because probably Walter was expecting to find something more. So his next action is something like, I don't know, kicking that box or swearing or something like that. And after that, he'll probably get back to himself and try to leave the room.
Okay. So you're following Maggie out, just not at the pace that Maggie's going. So go on, Satori. Sorry.
You're all good. I'm just looking at him writhing on the ground as these two are trying their best.
He just puts his hands up. All right. Stop hitting me.
You hit us first.
That's probably my bad.
There's a fire. We
Oh.
gotta get out of here.
Oh.
Now, I want to ask you a few questions too when we get out.
get out.
Okay. So I guess we all just run out.
Yeah, open up the door.
Do you have your gun out, Satori?
Yeah.
Okay, he doesn't run then. And then Maggie, you come out, Walter comes out, and when you get out, you see that there's now fire kind of inside all the windows around the building, and it is now an actual building fire, and you start to hear in the distance sirens. And the guy's looking at the windows in the building, and he kind of backs away from the building. All right, what do you need? What do you want?
We're with the Magnus Institute.
I don't know what that is.
Well, we investigate things like this that just so happen to go awry and light on
church?
fire. Yeah, the church. Are you branded? I'm assuming he is.
Yeah, he is.
How has your home life been? Have you been setting fires on anything, coming regularly, being threatened?
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm good.
Because we've had many people come to us. There's also been spontaneous combustions.
If you're not a true believer, you shouldn't accept the mark. If you're weak, don't have inner strength, courage.
Ah, yeah. Yeah, I see. I understand. Well,
So you
if
set
you
fire
ever need
to
to...
the church?
Huh?
So you set fire to the church and you're killing everybody that's inside, I see, huh?
No, I
That's
did
what it
not.
looks like to me.
Well, Adara actually burst into flames. I had nothing to do with that.
That's funny. Walter eventually comes out, lights a cigarette on the fire, licking through the door.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have a ID that warrants holding me here?
Do I?
No.
Is that a thing? Do we get...
I have a business card.
I'll take the card.
Come by and leave a statement.
Sure. Give me the card.
Yeah, okay.
And he puts in his he looks at it for a moment, puts it in his pocket, and says, I'm gonna head out. And he walks.
I just look him up and down as he's leaving. Sort of like an intimidating stare, like I've seen him.
We will cut away from the fire as it is dealt with by the fire department and the police and all that. Where do you go after the fire? It is now, early afternoon.
Oh, crap.
You've been here several hours.
I definitely...
Huh?
After I get out of the building, I immediately just go on my phone and I start calling like my superiors of like, hey, we've had this entire situation come up, so this is less than ideal. This is the sort of situation that's happened, the whole fire, yada yada yada, and I just start like getting the paperwork done of it.
So you're going into the office.
Hmm.
Is everybody going into the office, or is anyone going home to clean up, or
Sam is going
get rid
home.
of the smoke?
He is going to go lie down for a while.
I think like
I'm probably just gonna watch here for a bit until the fire's completely out and just kind of like hang around and see if anybody comes back.
Okay. What about you, Walter?
If my phone still works, because we had lots of heat situation out there. If my phone still works, I will probably text Marcus about this iron. I will say that I find an interesting thing, and I need someone to help me understand how it really works.
And for a while, you get no response, and then he says, "I'm out of town. I said I was gonna. I'm at a conference right now. Let me text you tonight."
Uh, I'll just leave his message as seen. That's all.
Okay. So Satori is waiting to see the fire get put out. Maggie's going to the office. Walter is trying to communicate with Marcus. Alder, what are you doing again?
I think initially, Satori, you're there. And I didn't see any of what went on. Like, we just ran and left. So you get a lot of questions about, like, how did the fire start? What happened? Like, what happened to
It's
you
crazy.
guys? Like, where did Dara go? And, like, just basically have to recount the whole story. So Alder probably sticks around with you for a little while. Just trying to get the whole scene of everything that happened and just, lots of like, wow, that's so crazy. Like, I can't believe she did that. And,
Yeah, pretty
then I
fucked
think,
up, right?
yeah, um, I think probably doesn't know what to do after that because, like, if Maggie went back to the office, then, like, Maggie took one car and you
I would
had the
probably
other.
take you.
So
Yeah.
I'm probably just, like,
Yeah.
waiting until you leave because I'm like,
Yeah.
I probably want to go
We're
back to
stuck.
the office, but I'm not gonna, like, call an Uber if you're going there. So I'm just gonna, like, follow and trail along
Wait.
behind
Yeah.
you.
Just hang out with me for a few hours and then we'll go back to the office.
Yeah,
I
watch
just
the
tell you what
building go up.
happened. I'm like, oh, good job with that guy, by the way.
Oh, yeah, thank you. That I wasn't really sure a lot of what to do because this is not like usually my thing or Sam's thing at all.
Yeah.
Um,
I usually
But-
don't try to subdue random bystanders either, but that's what kind of happened.
yeah, but I mean, do you always carry a gun? Is that just like always with you? Are we
Oh,
allowed
yeah.
to do that?
I mean, I have a permit.
Oh, okay, that makes a lot more sense.
Like, legally, yeah.
Okay.
You know, you should get one. We can go gun shopping if you want.
After this, I kind of feel like, are we allowed to have weapons? Like, is that a thing? Like a part of
Well,
the job? Like,
I got certified, you know, to
Oh,
have it
okay,
like
okay,
for
okay.
work and stuff like that. But just in general, you can have it. I mean, at the very least, you know, if you drive to work, you can just keep it in your car. Just in case, you know?
But yeah, after this, it kind of feels like maybe we need, like,
Yeah, there's a shotgun in my truck too.
that's
Oh, we should go shooting.
really good to know. Yeah.
How are your shoulders? Are they like normal for a person your age?
Normal.
I think so, yeah.
Yeah, we can take you
Probably,
like
yeah.
shooting.
Buddy.
Definitely
Yeah,
take you
cool.
shooting.
I feel like I need to know. I mean, I didn't expect going to the church to turn into all of that.
Really?
Um,
I was expecting it to go up in flames.
oh. I mean, I guess the fire does make sense because it is like a fire-based cult.
Yeah.
Um,
I wasn't expecting everything else though, you know, like absorbing people.
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how I'm gonna find a good picture of that to put on my board. I might have to, like, draw that on there.
I can help you.
Great, that would be, yeah. That would
Did
be
they-
great, yeah.
Did they leave you here? Do I need to give you a ride back to the office?
I think so. Everyone just kind of, like, dispersed, and you're the only one still here. So, yes. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can come in my truck. The door
Yeah,
doesn't
yeah,
open from the inside though, so I'll have to let you out.
That's okay. I want to get back and write some of this down and take some
Corkboard.
notes and
Yeah.
yeah.
So you start. You pack up. Maggie, you get to the office. And you get into the office, your office, and you have a visitor in there. Bruised, singed in a couple places. Hold on one second. Teddy is there. She takes off her hoodie. So I needed to see you for a minute, you know. I hadn't seen you in a while. I knew where you were, of course. You don't hide your tracks.
Yeah, I haven't really been trying to.
Teddy has that look that you remember from that night when she came back from the date. Her nails are done, by the way, this is the first time you noticed, with a manicure that comes to a point, and then you realize the manicure fits the nails. She's wearing knee-high black boots and an orange mini dress that was covered by the church apparel. And she looks at you for a moment in that way she did. I remember when you held your breath that night. You remember that? It was so long. I was impressed. Like you're doing now.
And she just takes a big, like, exaggerated breath. Did you come?
No, go on.
Did you come here to make a statement, or just visit an old friend?
A statement of a sort. Did you even really notice me then? Like, I knew we were roommates, but you didn't really see me. You saw, like, my shadow. But you said something tonight that I thought was very telling. You couldn't even see how much it hurt me to go on the dates that I was going on with. People I didn't love or even like. Hell, I didn't even like most of them. But you pushed me onto them just to get some goddamn time for your studies, your homework. I listened a couple times when I came back and I sat out in the hall, and you weren't thinking about me. You were studying for class all the fucking time. And then you went and got my old job when I left. I thought you felt my presence, not here, but in the other office. Like, that's why you went. You were feeling my presence or something. But no, it was school all over again. You didn't, you still don't know how much I loved you, how much I protected you from all the other stuff that was around. And then I can't believe you would treat me like that. And then tonight, you said you loved me? You dared, after all these years, to say it like that? And you hear a familiar sound from behind her back. I can't have that weakness in my life now. Do you know that?
Yeah, I've always kind of known that. I mean, hey, you say I've never really seen you. I've only ever seen your shadow.
You take 2 stress,
And-
by the way.
Ooh.
You're
And
in horror mode.
okay. And you know, that's probably true. But you know, it's also probably true that you kept me at a distance where I could only see your shadow. I thought I could see the real you. I really liked the real you.
And she walks a few steps over to the door. And she locks it.
I think I just get a few I just shuffle a few pieces of paper on my desk that, like, It's one of those things where I'm always like, this is a dangerous job. I do need to have things ready. So I just like I've taken a post-it note and I just write Alder on it and I put it on like a drawer that's like usually locked. That like has just like random like pieces of information, probably scraps that I've stolen off of their corkboard. And I just like I just like sit down in my chair and I look towards Teddy and I go, yeah, you know, you've always known it and I've always known it, probably since that night, that this was gonna happen,
And
that
the
this
way
was
you
coming.
described her then was that she looked like a predator that just makes the movements necessary. And there's a flash of movement, and the club comes down for the first of many times. We're going to cut back to the group for a moment. I don't know if everyone's back yet. They are. Sam, you get home, and you feel like this need for just, you've not felt a stress like that, at least not since that thing that happened with your grandma. Maybe not even as much then as what you felt now. And you have time to kind of relax and chill out and kind of maybe shower and clean up, and you start to get a little bit hungry, but you don't really want to eat much probably. What do you normally do when you're at home in your office?
I might just find something to read, especially now that things have just been so chaotic. I'd find something to distract myself from everything I've seen
All
the
right.
last day.
All right. You sit at the table in your kitchenette, and you have something to drink, and you open up your book, and from the corner of your eye, you see your door slowly open, but you can't turn your head. You're not really sure why exactly. Can I get an int defense roll, please?
That's a 16.
Okay. The door closes on its own, and you feel, maybe it's a breeze or something that passes you, but you feel like your body is no longer obeying. Your eyes are working, you can see around, and your legs and arms become stiff, and your hands seem locked on the book. And for a moment, you remember this feeling when your grandmother defended you. And you remember back this presence that was heavy and your mother stood tall against. And then there's a clap that you hear in front of your face, and you see in your eyes this powdery smoke, and then right behind there is a woman you've never seen, standing naked in the room. She looks like she has markings like maybe familiar to you, but only from maybe myth, not real life. Well, big braids. Your stress levels increase by 2 again. And She slowly gives you a smile, big, beautiful teeth, and it dawns on you that although naked, she has markings on her body, different kinds of scarifications and tattoos, and maybe just paint in places. She looks at your table, and when she does, you see she looks at your salt and pepper shaker, and she puts up her finger, no. And she goes over to your umbrella rack by your door, and she knocks it off the table and all across the room. You know what I'm here for, right?
Sam, speak.
Soul. You can speak. I'm not here for your soul. But you know what I'm here for, right? Speaking works, but it's like what you're doing now, like just through just enough muscle to function.
Sam is trying to say not really, but just gonna be like no.
She starts walking around your kitchen. She opens up a couple of cabinets, closes them, looks around your apartment. Be still. And you feel her breath right up against your face. And you feel her tongue lick across your ear. And you realize when she did it, it licked across both sides of your ear at the same time. I'll be back in a moment. I'm just going to look around. You're okay with me checking your apartment, right?
Sam tries to say no, please leave, but
And she puts her hands on your shoulder. I feel you trying to resist. I'll be gone soon enough. And she walks around the apartment, but you can't see where she goes because you're facing away. And from the other room, she goes, "Should we fuck before I go? Just say the word." No. Your loss, your loss. Your grandmother was right, you know. You are a bastard. But Shengo would never claim you as his own. You're too soft, and worse, you're satisfied with that. And you feel her breath come back again, and she puts her arm on your shoulder. And she brings her face to face with you. So where the fuck is it? Oh, your grandmother was a clever one. She masked it, didn't she? I don't want to have to come back. And I won't make it as pleasurable the next visit. So are you going to give it to me? And I promise to leave and leave you alone. No.
Sam just,
Return then it is. Your choice. And she claps in your face, and smoke fills the air around you. And it makes you close your eyes for a moment. When they open, you see the door closing. And the room looks like nothing had happened. And you start to get a tingle to your fingers and your toes and your hands. And everything looks normal. And the salt shaker is the only thing out of place on the floor.
Sam is disgruntled. Today was already a rough day, and having reminders of things from the past make him feel more shaken. And he knows he didn't want to involve Mace in anything else after what had happened the last time some weird stuff had happened. But he pulls out his phone and calls him up immediately because he doesn't want to deal with this on his own again.
And he doesn't pick up.
Damn it. Okay. Um, Sam doesn't necessarily know the specifics of what she was looking for, but she knows it's something to do with what his grandmother used to do, um, back when he lived in Georgia. And at the very least, from his memories of his past, he doesn't want whoever or whatever to get their hands on her stuff. So he just checks the lockbox of her stuff he has, still sees if it's locked, goes near the door and grabs her old staff and just keeps it with him and stays on the couch for the rest of the night, just in case.
Everything was left untouched.
Okay.
The staff is oddly comforting. I'll assume you don't sleep much.
No. Sam is wired on high alert and keeps wishing his grandmother didn't just leave him to deal with all of this on his own.
Alder, you and Satori and Walter. Walter, do you go in the truck with him back?
I'd probably leave the place alone. There are lots of stuff I have to think about.
Okay. Satori, you and Alder get back to the office.
Mm-hmm.
When you do, Don is in the surprises you in that he's wearing his normal, like a guayabera, and his hat. He looks sorrowful, and he's wearing a long white skirt or dress. Not a dress, a skirt, which you had never seen him dressed non-masculine before.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that's the right word. You've never seen him dressed like that before.
Mm-hmm.
He presses the floor.
How are you doing, Dawn?
It's a rough day for me today. This is the day that my wife disappeared.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Would you like her skirt?
Yeah, I do.
It's the only thing I have left of hers that has stayed with me. I
Do
still
you,
smell her on it, you know.
Do you smoke? Do you want a cigarette?
Oh, I don't touch the things. I smoke cigars though. Would you like a cigar?
I mean, yeah, but
What about you, Alder? Are you a cigar smoker?
I've never tried one.
You know you're an adult.
Yes.
And he presses the floor for the top. Welcome to Miami, Alder. And you get out of the elevator, and he goes, I'll hook you up with a good one. And he goes, you'd like to sit over by the domes, right? By the dome?
yeah.
And he walks you over there. He has like a very slow gait to his, like he doesn't walk fast.
Mm-hmm.
And he sits down and he goes, yeah, I used to live over there, and then at a different time I lived there, but it's been a long time. And he cuts the end of of a couple of cigars for all of you. 3 cigars. Sorry, Alder, this first one's going to be rough.
You don't have to finish it all.
Okay. Yeah.
And he holds it out in front and he lights it. I'm going to give you yours last. I think Satori might have a little more experience in this department. And he hands you the cigar after he gets it lit.
Yeah.
And
And it takes some
he lights
puffs
one
off
for
of
you.
it.
It's a Cuban cigar. If you knew anything about cigars, you'd probably be like, oh, that's a very good cigar.
Mm-hmm.
And he gives you one, Alder, and says, go light. You don't breathe it in the way you breathe in a cigarette. It's sort of
You hold it in.
reciprocation in your mouth.
Yeah.
It just sort of rolls through. And
Don't just
in
like
your lungs.
inhale.
Oof.
Just like breathe it into your mouth.
And
Like,
he takes out a flask. I got this when that gets a little too much. And he sets it on the ledge there, and he lights his up on the cigar up. Yeah, I've been thinking about a quote for you, Alder, and I know you like to get one every day, and I do have one that I think is kind of fitting, I guess, for today. Only one person missing can make the whole world feel unpopulated. So hold them close, the ones that matter. This may be one of the few days where Maggie came in first, got in before you two, Alder. And he's
is she
smoking a
here?
cigar with you. Yeah, she's in the office. She's working, I guess. I assume
Let's
she's
check
always
in on her.
working.
Probably from home as
Takes-
well.
And he takes the flask and he hands it to whoever, probably to Satori first.
Yeah.
One inning.
What is it? Is it tequila, vodka? As I sip it.
It's rum.
Oh, nice. I take a swig of it and I offer it to Alder. If they so choose.
Alder's like definitely after what you guys said, like did the exact wrong thing trying to smoke, like listened and was hanging on your every word about what to
And you're
do,
like-
and then proceeded to do the exact opposite.
You're over there like
Definitely
trying not
coughing
to
and choking.
cough.
Yeah, so it's like trying really hard not to act like he's like choking very intensely because like I really want to hear everything that Dawn is saying and like want to act like I'm focusing. But then I feel like anything to drink is like, yeah, sure, I'll take that, and it's probably gonna make it worse. And then it's fine.
You'll learn. It's a tough road to go, becoming a cigar aficionado, if you become one. Satori looks like they've had a cigar or two.
Yeah, it's not my first one. Do you want to talk about her, Don?
It was so long ago. It's funny. I remember her, but everything seems sort of like watching a black and white picture from the old days.
Yeah.
Everything seems slightly less than perfectly sharp. Everyone looks like they have a beautiful glow to their skin and their hair. She definitely did then.
How long ago was this?
She was gone in 46.
It was a long time ago.
Yeah. We married a little older than a lot of people then. We got married at 20. Which most people, they were married off by the time we were 16,
How
17.
How old are you?
I'm old. I've been around a long time.
Yeah. Like a century. If my math is correct.
Almost, yeah. Yeah, I guess I have been around that long.
Do I get a weird vibe from Mr. Don Domingo?
Don't you always?
I mean, like a normal weird vibe, but like a supernatural weird vibe.
Don't you always? Sure, you do. He seems otherworldly in his age. Kind of like meeting your great-grandparent when you're a grown adult or something. And like, wait, how are you still alive? kind
Yeah.
of thing. And he doesn't seem like he's on the verge of like,
No.
going under.
Because I always pictured somebody in their like late 50s, maybe mid 60s, like he's seasoned, but not like elderly.
I do remember that she disappeared soon after I met the architect of this very building.
Oh yeah, what
Wait,
was her name?
You knew
Ives?
Eileen?
No, that's not Ives.
Eileen.
Yeah, of
Eileen.
course. She was
Oh,
brilliant.
I didn't realize you knew her.
I don't open up to many people about many things.
Does she haunt the building? I look over at Alder
He
like,
smiles. Alder, does she haunt the building?
I mean, I think so. I feel like you would know that better. I mean, how long have you been working here? Like a really long time, right?
Yeah. Alder's
Yeah,
got a
like-
good
like-
mind for that kind of stuff. I think you got a good mind for other things. You smell like you've been in a fire, though.
oh yeah, that was recent.
Yeah, you got singes on some of your clothes. Matilda
Yeah.
used to come back like that sometimes too, from really bad, rough things that she could not talk about.
Yeah, we had a rough day, I'd say.
Yeah.
Well, I think we should probably go check on Maggie. Maybe force her to go home, since she always forces you to.
That would be funny. Where's Walter at?
I'm not sure.
Doesn't
We
seem
had a
out.
big day, so he's probably reminiscing.
You look like it.
Yeah.
Matilda would like the two of you. Not sure about Jack. I think Jack's. He's a different. In the old days, they'd say he's a different cat. Walter, though, Matilda would have loved Walter, and would have teased him to death. All right, one more swig for the road.
I take one more swig.
Thank you.
I do
for-
too.
And he takes one after. Thank you for sharing a moment, and I hope you enjoyed your first cigar. I mean, after the first puff.
Yeah. Maybe sometime. I mean, I nobody really talks very much about Matilda. And I mean, I would love to hear more about Eileen and like stories from when the building was founded. I know you said you don't open up very much, but if you're ever in the mood to share a cigar and talk, I would love to hear more stories.
All right, I'm going to turn you into a native Miamian yet.
Yeah, that would be great.
All right, let me get you back. I can't let you be pressing your own buttons. And he starts walking you back to the elevator. Presses the elevator. 3. You get back. Walter, where did you go after the events of the day?
Probably first I will go back to home
Okay.
and change my clothes and stuff, wash my face, and then this thing took my give or take 30 years, and now this case is something like the first time I'm getting closer to something, and in the end I still have nothing than this weird iron, and it has some runes on it, so I like to go back to my collection of books. I will do some research about these runes, try to understand what they mean, or how how they work, because when you think about the elements, uh, they are kind of connected to each other. So maybe that didn't have anything specifically related to the one I saw back in the days, but there might be some sort of connection. So I would like to understand if I can use this iron. If is there a possibility to be a part of that connection? Because I really want to discover the mystery behind it. So probably I will just separate my books. Like there's some bullshit stuff, less bullshit stuff, some popular but surface information, and there are some things that I have to think more about them. So I will probably start from that point.
Okay. Alder, you and Satori get down to the third floor and you head into the office. And as you open the door to the office, maybe it was the day, but you just have a bad feeling about everything. Like, I mean, you don't know the other one does, but you each individually just feel a coldness to whatever's happened. And you head in, and it's in the afternoon. Most people have left already. You know, it's probably even after hours at this point, just barely. And you get into your offices, and there's you get into your offices. I don't know what you're gonna do when you're there. I don't want to make assumptions.
I'll probably turn to Satori. I'm gonna just like write some stuff down, and try and figure out. I don't know. I'm not quite sure what we learned,
Yeah.
or like gained from all of that, other than Adara can like turn into fire and consume people. But I'm gonna try and like take some notes and make some sense, and Don Domingue, like, he's really weird, right? Like,
I think a good
He's-
kind this time, maybe.
I hope so. Like, I know there are good kinds. He's like so old. I hope that he'll tell me more stuff. I want to write down that quote that I'm gonna start like collecting the quotes that he says, because he just started telling them to me, and I'm gonna start writing them down because maybe there's something there. I don't know. So yeah, I'll be here for probably a little while longer. What are you gonna do?
Well, I'm gonna go check on Maggie because I know she's got a lot of paperwork to do. So I'm gonna see if she needs help with that.
Yeah.
Because I'm definitely gonna need to do some paperwork of my own.
Yeah. For some reason, she asked me not to help her with paperwork last time.
What did you
But
do?
if I'm not sure, something wrong. I think I would have
Did you
filled out something
annotate?
wrong and made
that what
more
was-
work for her on
Did you
accident.
annotate all on the sides?
I mean, nothing that wasn't like useful. Like, I was just trying to like take notes.
Oh, okay. I see.
So
what's
if
going
you
on.
need me, I'll be here. But I probably am not the first person she would go to for help with that. So
Yeah,
I'll.
Did you write in like a pen?
Wrote it
Or-
all in glitter pen.
Because
Are
I
you
know
not
Maggie's pretty
supposed to
particular. I think it's
write
supposed to
it?
be blue.
Oh, I definitely did not use blue. That probably explains it. Yeah. Okay.
That's okay. You know, mistakes happen. Sometimes glitter pens end up on important documents.
Yeah. Yeah. So, if you need me to help with anything, I can, but I'll just be here trying to sort some stuff out.
Okay,
When you-
sounds good.
when you
And
look
then
at your
I go to.
screen, Alder, you see there's a message from That Ghost Girl 27. You're not going to believe it. I'm going to be in Fort Lauderdale next week. We have to get together.
Oh my gosh! Yeah, no, we totally do. Wait, what are you doing? Why are you coming here? What is...
I'm going
What's
to a
up?
conference.
Oh, what conference?
I'll tell you when I get there.
Okay, yeah, no, I love meeting up with people from the forums and like people that I've met online. It's always so much fun when your online friends come in person. So, yes, we'll have to plan some stuff and um yeah, it'll be great. I can ooh, I can't like get you into my office, but I can definitely show you my building. And some of the other like haunted buildings and places. Like I can show you around the hotel and stuff. And we can go look at some of the haunted places around here.
Definitely. And you see Alder has gotten already started getting into a text conversation. And you go to open the door and it's locked.
I knock.
There's no reply.
Can I see anything? Is there like a window or is it like blinded?
No. She has no windows to her office. You're in an inner office.
I go to Dawn. Just to the elevator. Hey. Did Maggie leave?
No, sir. No, sir. No, ma'am. Not unless she left when we were up on the roof. She does not lock her. I don't know. Maybe she does lock her office.
She doesn't often.
Yeah,
Like,
that'd be a rarity, I think.
I think she'd probably lock the outside one, but not the one that goes from office to office.
Yeah. Well, her door is locked. Do you carry spare keys on you?
I don't have a key for that.
Well,
But you know that
Again, if you can get into your office, you can still probably get into my office because there's like the doors out to the halls, but then there's adjoining doors in between those offices.
Ooh. Okay. I go to that one.
And you turn the knob and it opens. And when you open it, the chair, you see Maggie sitting in the chair but facing away from you. And there's been kind of a mess of paperwork kind of fallen away from the desk.
I look back to Alder. Are they still distracted?
Yeah, totally
Okay.
embedded in a conversation.
I take a full step into the room and then I close the door. I'm like, Maggie?
No response.
And I walk around to the side.
You take 2 steps and you see that the carpet is caked under her in pooled red blood. Still not fully soaked in.
I run up to her, frantic, and I see if she's breathing at all.
And when
She
you
cold.
when you turn around the desk, you see she's bruised and broken and her legs folded into herself. The only thing left unmarred is her face, and there's a big kiss on her cheek. Everything else is black and blue and beaten and crushed into an unmistakable shape.
I can tell she's gone.
There's no way she's not.
I back up towards the door. And I take a few breaths to compose myself for Alder. Because I know that if they see any of this, it would absolutely crush them. And I just put a smile on, and I open the door and I close it. Maggie said that you should go home.
Maggie always says that I should go home. Are Can I have like 5 more minutes to finish this stuff? Is that
Well,
like
we can do it in the morning.
it's barely after hours.
We can do it in the morning together. I'll even come in early with you. How does that sound? I'll bring coffee. She seems pretty adamant about getting us all out of here and home since everything that happened here today.
Then are you gonna leave too? Like, is she making you leave?
Yeah.
She always makes me leave, and you and Walter always wind up staying here.
I can give you a ride home.
Okay. I mean, if she insists, then I guess if she's really busy with paperwork, I shouldn't make her come out here and force me to leave herself. But then she should go home and rest too after the kind of day that we've had.
Don't worry, I'll take care of it. I'll make sure that Dawn comes and checks on her.
Okay, fine. Let me just grab some of my stuff and I'll try not to work on too much tonight, and we'll get everything organized in the morning. I could probably use your help too, since you saw more of what happened.
Yeah, of course.
And I'll, again, kind of randomly throw some stuff in a bag. I feel like Alder always has the intention of working on stuff when they get home. I don't know how much it ever actually happens, because I think there's other distractions that happen by the time they get home.
Yeah.
But there's intent there to work on some stuff, so
grab
some stuff
carrying way more than you need to carry.
Oh yeah, always, at all times, and never, always at least one thing that I need is missing from what I'm carrying. Yeah, grab a bunch of stuff, and if Satori's gonna leave and, actually drive me home, then... Yeah.
When we make it to the car, I'm gonna look over to you and be like, hey, I forgot my bag upstairs. Let me go grab that real quick.
Hey.
You
that's
just
fine.
wait here.
Yeah. No, I know, I get it. I forget stuff in the office all the time.
And I go inside and I call the police and wait for them to get there while Alder sits in the car. And the passenger side does not open from the inside, so you would have to crawl across if you needed to exit. But yeah, I call them.
Walter, you are going through your books and manuals, and you find you have this old book of markings, symbols, runes, and it's never been of any use ever. You've never seen any of these anywhere. They look maybe like they could have been, maybe Sumerian or Mesopotamian or something, but really ancient runes, but unused in anything you've ever seen. And you recognize some of those runes, and they're on the branding iron. Really old.
Okay, I mean, I will try to decipher their meanings, because I really want to create some sort of connection with it, because otherwise I start to feel like if I don't become a part of that chain, maybe I will not get any answer. So I'll try to decipher it first, because currently Walter thinks that, what if I brand myself with it?
And you are looking at the runes and comparing them and thinking through this, and you start remembering the fire from today and stepping out the door with the burning wrapped frame. And when you do, you find yourself stepping through a different door, wrapped in fire, and seeing a figure cloaked in the distance, closing the door on you.
I need 10 seconds. I'll be right back.
Okay.
R.I.P. in pieces, Maggie, literally.
Yeah.
Actually, I'll do something later.
Sorry about it.
It's okay. So you find yourself remembering and looking back at your past. And as you do, you have memories that don't seem exactly the same as what you thought they were. Instead of the cloaked figure or whatever disappearing into the dark, you see them with a face, and you've never dreamed of or remembered a face. And the door closes, and it's almost like you were hypnotized, and you find yourself holding the branding iron and running your fingers over runes that you weren't reading necessarily, but you were feeling them. And I think this is where we're going to break. All right. Thank you, everybody, for a terrific night. A pretty spooky one in some ways.
Mm-hmm.
We will see you next Sunday with another player. And we're going to so miss Maggie.
We're gonna miss Maggie. We're gonna miss Faye.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Oh,
All right.
Crying
We'll see all
for
of in a
you.
week.
Over your player character's body.
Maybe they'll join us in chat if they have time late. Have a good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.
Good night.